Hi, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are coming to you from the beautiful butterfly habitat here at the Springs Preserve. You know, they're open for a short period of time in the spring and the fall. They're open for their fall exhibit, and we're going to take a look around here and tell you more about that in a little bit. But first, we want to talk about something that everyone is still talking about, and that is hurricane season. You know, when Hurricanes Harvey and Irma hit Texas and Florida, some first responders were deployed from right here in Las Vegas. Well, they are back, they're rested up, and our Sue Levitt sat down and talked with them about their experiences there.
Hurricane Harvey proved to be one of the most devastating natural disasters in American history, prompting the Federal Emergency Management Agency to declare the Houston area a major national disaster. The massive rainfall flooding entire neighborhoods, the city of Houston completely underwater.
The closer we got, the more it started to sink in that we're not in Vegas anymore.
Tony Rizzo was one of 18 men deployed from Las Vegas as part of a search and rescue task force team to assist with Hurricane Harvey relief. Nevada Task Force 1 consists of firefighters and first responders from several agencies across Nevada, all specifically trained in swiftwater rescue.
I try to tell the guys back at the station, if you can picture driving through the downtown area on the 95 and on both sides of the freeway, the downtown area is under about 5 to 8 feet of water, and the 4th Street off-ramp is a boat ramp, and it looks like Colville Bay on Memorial Day weekend.
By the time our team made it into the hardest hit neighborhoods, the massive rain had stopped and the devastating aftermath of the storm had settled in.
We went into a neighborhood kind of like the lakes here in Las Vegas. The water was up to 9 feet deep. Some areas it was over 12 feet deep. But we met the local sheriff of that community, and he had commandeered a boat, and he was patrolling the area for looters. But when we were talking to him, he showed us his house. The water was up to the eaves, and he had lost everything, and the only thing he had was what he was wearing in that boat. But he's still out there doing his job, protecting his community for the people that he served.
With thousands of people evacuated from their homes, a massive effort was underway to get those people to safer areas.
In 2 days, we flew over 2,200 people out on C-130s to a shelter in Dallas.
Teaming up with the National Guard and American Airlines, our crew took over an airport, transporting people to Dallas where they would receive food, clothing, and shelter.
We were loading people into C-130 military planes. Some people had never flown before, let alone been in the back of a military plane, which is a whole different experience. There's no stewardess and there's no, reclining your seat back. It's kind of a scary thing, especially with the elderly that we had and a lot of the little kids.
Our crew spent 9 days in the Houston area helping FEMA, and just as they were getting back to their stations here in Las Vegas, the news of yet another massive hurricane, Irma, was set to hit the Florida area within just a few days.
So I was home for 16 hours, maybe 18 hours, and then we got the alert to be deployed as a Type 1 team to Florida for Irma.
So just as our team was unpacking after returning from Texas, they started packing their bags again to head out to help the people in Florida.
A Type 1 team is the full 81 people with a convoy of 15 vehicles. So there's 3 semis, there's 2 box trucks, there's 4 crew cab trucks, 2 of them pulling trailers with the boats in. There was a bus for the personnel, and then like 4 vans and 1 excursion for our task force leader. So that's the full complement you get when you get a Type 1 team with FEMA.
Our Las Vegas crew was put to work cleaning up neighborhoods, sawing down trees, ripping drywall out of homes, and doing anything to help the residents recover after the storm.
It's a lot of work and it's tiring, but it's a good tiring because you're helping the people. We're all Americans, we're all human, and anytime you can serve your fellow being, it brings joy to you, some type of gratification. People call us heroes. I don't consider myself a hero. We're just out doing what we're trained to do.
Chuck and Tony both say the true heroes are the neighbors who come out to help neighbors, the ordinary people who come from all over the country, hauling their boats and equipment, lining up to do whatever they can to help.
That's what sticks in my mind is just the goodwill that people have towards one another when it gets, you got nothing left. and you're still willing to do something for somebody else. I will always remember that no matter what I see negative going around in the world today, that there's always that nice shimmer of hope out there that, you know what, when people need to come together to help one another, they put aside their differences and they help.
For City Beat, I'm Sue Levitt.
Our task force team here in Las Vegas is one of 28 FEMA teams that are trained and ready to respond to any disaster across the country. Thank you so much, Sue Levitt, for that story. Well, you know, when those hurricanes hit, it was really all people could talk about. People wanted to do something here from Las Vegas. Many chose to give money, but we here in the city were afforded a very unique opportunity to do something special. Let me explain. A few weeks ago, a high school football team from Miami was here to play Bishop Gorman. Then the hurricane hit Florida. Well, the football team eventually made it back, but the cheerleading squad was stuck here for more than a week. That's when the city of Las Vegas decided to step in and show them a little Las Vegas hospitality.
Welcome. We are the old folks that stay down here a lot, and we're glad to see young people. How you doing? So cute.
As the Miami Central High School cheerleaders stepped out of the van, the warm Las Vegas weather was no match for the warmth they received and the greetings from these ladies from the Durfelt Senior Center.
Good morning.
Hello, welcome.
Upon hearing of these young ladies being stranded in Las Vegas due to damage from Hurricane Irma in their home state, they wasted no time inviting them to Durfelt to join them for lunch.
I know some of you told me power went out, but we just want to give you a little bit of comfort to let you know we're thinking about you. We're glad that you're here, and to let you know we want you to know we want you to be safe over there. And anytime you're in Vegas, Durfelt Senior Center just became your new home.
Durfelt had already been planning a special 9/11 ceremony before lunch, so the cheerleaders just joined right in.
That MIA means missing in action. It means that when other people came home, they did not.
It was moving to see how the girls sat motionless, listening to the presentation, and then applauded the speakers with great respect. They repaid with a performance of their own.
Who shake the best? Can you keep up? It really doesn't matter who shake the best. Can you keep up?
And then led everyone in a moment of silence. And lunch was served. It was a beautiful sight of the young ladies mingling with the Durfelt seniors as though they had known each other for years. Members of the team said that after more than a week of worry and being away from family, this outing was so appreciated.
We're very appreciative that every one of our families are fine. I mean, they're without electricity. However, we came together as a team, as a school, as an organization to make sure that we do what we need to do to make sure that our girls are here in Las Vegas and that they're safe and sound. So with the help of the parents, with the help of you all coming together to assist us, we're very grateful.
Very nice as well and very generous, because you guys didn't have to do any of this, but you did, and I thank you all for that.
I have enjoyed it. These kids are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And so are our seniors.
The visit with the Durfelt seniors ended, but the girls' outing didn't. They had another stop to make, Mirabelli Community Center, to work out and hang out with the nationally renowned Mirabelli Maniacs. This entire day got started because Ronnie Fuller of Mirabelli saw a story on 8 News Now about the girls being stranded here in Las Vegas for more than a week due to the storm. She knew she wanted to do something to reach out.
Mirabelli is known for their gymnastics and cheer program, so I was like, let me try and reach out to their cheer team, get them out of their hotel room, looking at the 4 same walls. So through our Nancy Byrne, she contacted a friend at Channel 8 and got the ball rolling. Within an hour, I was talking to their head coach of the Miami team, and made it all work. The commonality is that they're cheerleading. You know, it doesn't matter if they're from Florida and we're from Las Vegas. They're here for cheering and athleticism. They're in there tumbling. You know, so yeah, that's what it's about, bringing them together and letting the girls have fun.
In the short time the teams were together, there was a bond formed.
I think it makes them feel very happy and welcome to Vegas, and that if we ever see them anywhere, we'll probably know them. And
let's go to the two-story pyramid.
Head coach Lakeisha Roll said this day of being hosted by Las Vegans of all ages was not only a wonderful experience, it was a day of learning for her team.
This opportunity has afforded them to really understand real life situations. Things happen, but in the midst of things, we find a way to work together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
She said this is the kind of day that will create lifelong memories for a cheer team that may have been unlucky to be stranded away from their hometown, but lucky they were stranded in this one.
We're in our element. We're home. We're happy that this is what we do and this is what we love. Yes.
Go cheerleaders!
I got to tell you, it was really cool to see members of our city staff just throwing something together at the last minute to keep these girls entertained. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to take you to another garden that was recently featured on national TV. We'll tell you why. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Jeff Basso. Jeff is a senior production technician for the Office of Cultural Affairs and is tasked with overseeing the City Council chambers. He's in charge of running everything from PowerPoint presentations to the audio system. No matter the length of the City Council meeting, Jeff is there, ensuring there are no technical breakdowns. Jeff also works with the Office of Communications on many productions held in chambers, such as the State of the City address, making sure videos and slides are displayed at the right time during the speech and live broadcast. He is well known for finding solutions to last-minute problems that could derail important events. He is a true example of someone behind the scenes making sure that everyone in the spotlight succeeds. Congratulations to Jeff Basso, our City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month. Welcome back to City Beat from the butterfly habitat at the Springs Preserve. You know, many people in our city know that community gardens are very popular in Las Vegas. Well, now, one of those gardens has been thrust into the national spotlight. 7 years ago, Roz Brooks was donated 5 acres, an empty lot sort of littered with all kinds of debris. Well, she turned that lot into Vegas Roots. Earlier this year, a nationally syndicated show heard about her, and now everyone knows about Vegas Roots. As soon as you enter Vegas Roots, you can see the love that has gone into this community garden. From the rows and patches of produce to the quirky, creative hand-painted signs. This is a community project that was literally started from scratch by this determined young lady, Rosalind Brooks. She says 7 years ago, a 5-acre lot was donated to her, and she knew she could turn it into a place where people could get hands-on lessons about healthy living and eating.
I walked out on the property, and though it was a dirt lot full of trash and glass and debris, it just felt right. And I said, you know, even though I've never planted a seed, never grown anything, I think I can do this.
Yes, she did. Apparently, she did it so well, word traveled all the way to New York City and the nationally syndicated program called The Chew.
So after 7 years of toiling in the dirt, toiling in the sun and the heat and the bugs, we got a call in April, actually, from The Chew, a NBC talk show, and they called and wanted to know if we wanted them to come out and feature us. So they sent a film crew out here in April and filmed us, and it was amazing.
But wait, there's more. She received another call from the producers just this September, asking her to be a guest on the show.
They wanted me to talk about how to do a garden in your backyard and what are some really simple, cool things to grow. So they flew me there, and I was on the show last week. The most surprising response is that the garden got us here on the Chew. Vegas!
She said she thought she would be nervous, but once she started talking about gardening, and this garden, her passion took over and the jitters just melted away. She knows she probably wasn't invited to the show because she developed the fanciest of gardens. Vegas Roots stands out for another reason. Here, the term community garden is actually just as much about the community as it is about the garden. Just ask Tiffany Vetter.
You learn a lot about yourself and you learn a lot about life while you do it, and you're growing things at the same time.
She leased a plot because she was having little success growing produce in pots at home, but when she started coming here, the bounty she received went way beyond produce.
You learn that failure is okay. You grow from failure, because there's a lot of things that I did wrong on this, and I'm glad that I experienced that, because I grew and I learned, and I can get better at what I'm doing. So I'm not scared of failure anymore.
Stories like Tiffany's are exactly what Roz loves to hear. She loves that children come here and learn about healthy eating, living off the land, and that sometimes a crop may not yield much, but you can always try again. And she truly loves when that lesson isn't lost on the adults. This 5 acres taught her that 7 years ago.
Because I've been able to take a dirt lot and turning into something amazing, I can do that with every single area of my life. Anything that I want to do, I can just take that thought and make that thought turn into a thing.
Vegas Roots is located at 715 North Tonopah Drive. They actually have some plots for lease. They supply the water, the gardening tools if you need them, and even some gardening advice. If you're interested, go to vegasroots.org. Well, as we mentioned, we are in the beautiful butterfly exhibit here at the Springs Preserve. It's called the Butterfly Habitat. They open for a short period of time in the spring and the fall. They're open for the fall until November 19th. We were here in the spring, and we want to show you around. Let's face it, even if you are not having a good day, this Springs Preserve exhibit would make any bad mood dissolve into feelings of peace, serenity, and beauty. It's the Butterfly Habitat, and it's a seasonal exhibit here every spring and fall. It's a beautiful way to get up close to these graceful creatures that almost look hand-painted.
We have a large variety of butterflies. So we get stuff from North America, butterflies that are even native to us here in Las Vegas, like monarchs. And then we also have stuff that comes to us from the tropical regions, like Central and South America. So we have some really big, beautiful blue morphos that live in the tropics, or a lot of little long-winged butterflies, stuff that we wouldn't normally see here. So we try to make this an environment that's more friendly to kind of everything that we get in here.
Zoologist Katrina Smith says when she steps into the habitat each day, it's hard to believe she's working, but she does remind us that a lot of work goes into making this beautiful garden unfold.
A lot of work goes into this place from the gardens department. So they are in charge of making this just pop with color and make it beautiful and give us lots of plants for the butterflies to feed on. So they go around and feed on the nectar of all these plants. So we want to make sure they have lots of food in here, and then just make it beautiful and colorful to make it a really fun experience for visitors coming in here.
While it is a wonderful place to visit, it's an even better place to learn. Some of the butterfly facts are quite surprising, especially to a novice like me, like their lifespan.
They go through several different life stages. So the adult butterflies will lay eggs, and they'll lay them on specific host plants. And then when those eggs hatch out, they are caterpillars, and those caterpillars will eat the plants that their eggs were hatched out on. So then when those caterpillars have grown up long enough, then they kind of cocoon, and then when those cocoons hatch out, they become these big, beautiful butterflies. And the butterflies generally last about 2 to 3 weeks. That's their lifespan.
And if you've ever wondered why they are attracted to sweet flowers and fruit, Katrina explains.
These butterflies actually taste with their feet. So when they land on a plant, they'll be kind of testing it out to see, oh, is this the kind of plant that I need to lay my eggs on, for my caterpillars to munch on, or is this flower, delicious for me to drink its nectar? So they taste with their feet.
Sharing her knowledge with the public, especially children, is one of the highlights of her job.
One of the really fun things about the butterfly habitat is school groups or kids that come through, because they just walk in and they're just like, wow, it's just really fun and exciting to get young kids excited about nature and the stuff around them. It's just really fun to be able to kind of get that next generation excited about nature and conservation and just happy about their environment.
So step out of the desert and feel like you've stepped into their world, even if just for a few hours. The Butterfly Habitat is open daily from 10 to 3, weather permitting, and it's here at the Springs Preserve. We'll give you all the information you need to know at the end of the show. We're going to take a quick break right now, but it's not only the time of year for the Butterfly Habitat, it's that time of year for cyclocross. We'll tell you why this year's race is a little extra special.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing. Believe me, I'm good at it.
Once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell him.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? He needs something a little more
Persuasive.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Welcome back to City Beat from the butterfly habitat at the Springs Preserve. You know, when you feel that fall chill in the air, you might also notice that you hear cowbells ringing in the air. At least for the last 11 years, it's nothing more than the Cross Vegas cyclocross race. What's cyclocross? Well, it's a combination of a cycling race, obstacle course, and a lot of camaraderie. Well, they made their spin through Las Vegas again this year, but it might be their last time here. You see, a convention they're connected to is moving to Reno, and the race may have to follow. But as Eric Sorensen shows us, this looked like anything but a swan song.
I never started this event with any master plan, you know. I mean, who makes plans in life, right? And 1 year became 2, 2 became 3, and suddenly we were celebrating 10 years, now we're celebrating 11 years. I mean, this is a big part of the Las Vegas community. Has meant a lot to us, and it's been great. We've had a great time. 11 years ago was like a lifetime in cyclocross. You know, the sport has become so much more popular in the U.S. I think due in part to Cross Vegas taking place here during the Interbike show. Guys who come here for business saw that you could do a world-class race in a soccer community. Every community in America has a soccer community or soccer park. And so I think we contributed to the growth of cyclocross in America. Certainly something Las Vegas can be proud of.
I've been to every single one except for I missed 1 year. I started out volunteering, and then I got into cross because of it, because of Cross Vegas.
This event really got me into the sport. You know, I used to come out and watch, and for years I did triathlons and road race, but then last year this was my first cross event, and I am hooked. It's just phenomenal.
Daniel Dombrowski, Ryan Wren, Rolando Roman.
Probably have to say the same thing. Like a couple years ago, I was just out here with friends to watch the race, and I'd never experienced cyclocross racing before that. And as soon as I saw it, like I was like, I've got to be in this race. Like this looks like so much fun.
You're going to be doing 4 laps.
I've been racing for Team Las Vegas Cyclery for 7 or 8 years, on and off, mostly mountain bike events and cyclocross.
Make sure we secure these down, you know, because you'll be flying, I'll be all...
The only time I fly is when I'm jumping back on my bike.
Any questions? You start 30 seconds after the minute.
Thanks. My mantra has always been, it's a show first and it's a race second. And I think with this current course configuration, it combines both of those.
Cyclocross itself, the whole spirit of it with the heckling and the hand-ups and the costumes, it's perfectly suited to Las Vegas because that's the kind of town Las Vegas is, you know. A party atmosphere, really building community, having a good time, getting fit and having a good time at the same time. You can't beat that.
Now the panic kicks in. Everyone wants to get as many practice laps as possible.
Everybody's going to be sad to see it go.
We're all sad about it. This is a lot of people here got into cross because of Cross Vegas.
It's bittersweet, I must say. 11 years we've been here. I've got great friendships. We have sunk some deep roots here in the Las Vegas community, not just the cycling community.
Definitely would prefer having it in our backyard. I mean, it's something that we really look forward to every year.
I'm definitely sad it's leaving, but I think it's it's been a good spur on to get other events going in the area.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A little different, less stairs, I would say. It's still hot.
lot. And yeah, it's cool. I can see a lot of people coming in, so I was worried about that, and I think people are still excited about it. So it's going to be fun.
This one's special, you know, it's a Cliff Bar across Vegas, so we always want to represent really well our sponsor and show them that we're fast and good and, and all of that. And yeah, it was the last one, and I wanted to be part of it, and I'm glad I came out, and yeah, I'm excited.
We're always going to call it Cross Vegas, regardless of where this event takes place.
This race has been a lot of fun to cover, and Eric Sorensen wants to make sure he puts out a big thank you to Brooke Watts, who has given him incredible access to cover the race every year. Thank you, Eric, for covering this for us again this year. Well, that does it for this edition of City Beat. Thank you so much for joining us from the beautiful butterfly habitat at the Springs Preserve. It is open through November 19th from 10 to 3 daily, weather permitting, and the Springs Preserve is located at 333 Valley View Boulevard. For more information on the habitat and everything the Springs Preserve has to offer, go to springspreserve.org. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you for the next City Beat.